I'm not sure if I'm like gonna post this anywhere or if this is just for me. Partially because I feel like I might cry during this video, and I honestly do not feel like these people, certain people, deserve to see me cry, and I also hate when people cry on the internet. I'm like, unless it's for a specific reason and you're trying to be vulnerable and show humanity and be humanized, but it doesn't make any sense. And since I actively know, and it's been confirmed by several people, that Louise Reynolds has gone from targeting and bullying me at work to now stalking my social media pages, pulling up all public stuff because my pages are private except for TikTok. But she is stalking my socials and looking for anything that I post, most likely in my stories because my stories tend to be public, but most of my posts are private to friends only for reasons like this. But yeah, at this point, I just don't care. But I felt like it was a teachable moment to share and something that I want to incorporate and impart upon like my patients in a lot of ways to help them gain understanding of how to properly manage emotions in stressful situations and how to maintain professionalism in its true and actual sense of the word. Okay, you clock that T, Brittany? Professionalism and truth. But instead of being frustrated with people, in order for me to like engage with people on a daily basis and not harbor any resentment or any sort of retaliation on my part or malice, not to harbor any malice against people, because I do seek and must maintain peace within myself, for myself. And that is something that I have gained through therapy, because I have been not only in therapy since I was roughly, 20, off and on throughout then, but also doing all the work to therapize myself. And in addition to 5+ years in psych, actually 7 years in psych, 5 years as a psych nurse, specializing in it, doing all the things and the research and whatever. But what I found is that in order for me to not harbor this malice towards people and take out my vengeance against everyday people, I focus my frustrations and anger on systems that do not work, on systems that oppress, on the systems that keep people and harm people in these ways. So yes, it is totally possible for me to work with someone who actively holds views contrary to what I believe, such as racism and white supremacy, anti-blackness, this war against the homeless and unhoused, this hatred towards the poor, capitalism in a sense. Yeah, that's why I call myself a conscious capitalism, because I'm aware that capitalism is a system and it's a problem and it's damaging people. Because I can't outright dismantle the whole system by myself, but I do make it a point to point and focus my frustrations on ways that I can dismantle said systems and make changes in real life. Because my goal throughout any of this is just to make everybody's life better. I never want anyone to be down so I can go up and be up. No, I took a vow when I got into psych nursing, and I recognized early on the impact that you could have on someone, partially due to my own hospitalization voluntarily, but my own time in the psych facility, and talking to patients, and after thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours, thousands, tens of thousands, I've been doing this for 5 years, killing overtime, in so many conversations, and ask anybody, my interviews are not a simple 5-minute assessment. No, I've been in depth with these people. My longest intake took 3.5 hours with a break. And that was a half hour. And that was the break because I was so exhausted and drained and needed to recoup and recover before finishing the assessment, because it was that heavy. But after these conversations with people, I realized that, I can work with anybody. I just have to focus my frustrations not at them. I can racist people, and I can actually help them with their bias in a sense, while not directly focusing on the bias, because you're racist. You don't care to hear anything about me. However, you do need my help. And in order to dismantle the system that views us in this way, I have to uphold the standard of excellence and actually treat you and take care of you. I actually have to do my job regardless of who my patient is. I have to do it at a level of excellence. There's a reason why I say I am one of the best, if not the best, psych nurse you'll ever meet. Fact. That is not a question. I am that good. As a matter of fact, I'm better. Whatever you're thinking, I'm better. Ask anybody. But going back to my point, you can't, because how then can I work with a coon who is actively I want to say Megan Thee Stallion said in the song best, hanging with ops, you a chop. I could do your thing and it ain't how I rock. You hoes don't appreciate loyalty. I don't act funny, bitch, I act accordingly. I will never display any anger or hatred or aggression towards you. The most you'll get is indifference. Because I'm listening. In silence, because I have nothing to say. My words, I am paid very well to listen. I'm paid very well to listen and speak. I don't speak or waste my breath. My words need and mean something. And if someone is not taking in what you are saying, pretty sure Beyonce said it, I don't have any new notes because my old ones have not been handled or done. They have not been applied. Yeah. I don't have any suggestions for how this unit can run better. I already told you before how to make it run better. You're not applying any of that. I don't have any suggestions for how to make our staff and employee satisfaction rates go up. I already told you what needs to be done. You don't care. I do not care to be charged over these teams and run this unit with these treatment plans. I don't have any suggestions for your treatment plan. Why? Because I already gave you all of them. And even though my treatment plans and my interventions were perfect and clinically astute outcomes, you could not have done better yourself, and you didn't because I did. I get punished and said I'm not a team player because I ran the team and led the team the way that I saw best, because that's the job I was hired to do. So in order for me to not be disrespectful to someone's face or actually be unprofessional, I'm not mad at you. I am focusing my attention on the system. What policies in place are making this possible? What protocols are allowing this error? What data supports your reasoning and justification for implementing this practice? What systems are helping you harm people legally? You're underestimating me is my greatest weapon.